Think you're crushing your workout with burpees? You might be surprised to hear that most people are doing them all wrong, and they don't even know it. What if I told you that doing burpees improperly could be holding you back from getting the full benefits, or worse, setting you up for injury? Build curiosity. Stick around, because in just a minute, we're going to dive into the most common mistakes I see every day. And the best part? I'm going to show you how to fix them step by step, so you can get better, faster results, while keeping your body safe. Now, I'm sure you've done burpees at least once in your life, right? But let's be honest, most of us skip over the details, especially when we're rushing through the move. The first mistake that I see all the time, people not fully engaging their core. If you don't have your core engaged, that's like trying to build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. It just won't work. And I'm not just talking about sucking in your stomach. There's a very specific way to activate your core and stabilize your body throughout the entire movement. But hold on to that thought. We'll get to that in a second. First, let's dive deeper into some of the other mistakes you might be making. By the end of this video, you'll know how to fix these errors, move more efficiently, and even take your burpee game to the next level. Trust me, it's worth sticking around. Think you're crushing your workout with burpees? You might be surprised to hear that most people are doing them all wrong, and they don't even know it. What if I told you that doing burpees improperly could be holding you back from getting the full benefits, or worse, setting you up for injury? Stick around, because in just a minute, we're going to dive into the most common mistakes I see every day. And the best part? I'm going to show you how to fix them step by step, so you can get better, faster results, while keeping your body safe. Now, I'm sure you've done burpees at least once in your life, right? But let's be honest, most of us skip over the details, especially when we're rushing through the move. The first mistake that I see all the time, people not fully engaging their core. If you don't have your core engaged, that's like trying to build a skyscraper on a shaky foundation. It just won't work. And I'm not just talking about sucking in your stomach. There's a very specific way to activate your core and stabilize your body throughout the entire movement. But hold on to that thought. We'll get to that in a second. First, let's dive deeper into some of the other mistakes you might be making. By the end of this video, you'll know how to fix these errors, move more efficiently, and even take your burpee game to the next level. Trust me, it's worth sticking around. Alright, now let's talk about one of the biggest mistakes people make. Flopping into the push-up position. How many times have you seen someone drop into that position with zero control? Like they're just plopping down to the floor. It looks harmless, but that's one way to hurt your back. When you fall into that push-up, you're putting unnecessary strain on your spine. Your body should be moving as one fluid unit, not just dropping like a rag doll. The key here is control. Instead of letting gravity dictate your movement, focus on lowering your body in a slow, controlled way. Your core should still be engaged, keeping your back straight, not arched or hunched. The next mistake I see? Your arms being in the wrong position during the push-up. A lot of people do burpees with their hands too wide or too narrow, and that creates instability. Your hands should be placed just slightly outside of your shoulders, creating a stable base for that push-up. If your arms are too wide, you'll feel it in your shoulders, and if they're too narrow, you'll stress out your wrists. Keep them in line with your chest and elbows, and you'll have a much safer, more effective push-up. Here's a light bulb moment for you. While you're doing the push-up, your hips shouldn't sag towards the floor. If they do, you're not engaging your core enough. It should feel like a plank, with your entire body forming a straight line from your head to your heels. Think of it like a moving plank from the moment you go down to push up. Now, let's go back to the part where we engage our core. It's not just about flexing your abs. It's about stabilizing your pelvis and keeping your back from rounding. When you jump your feet back to land in that squat position, make sure your feet land just outside of your hands. Not too close, not too far, just right. This makes the next part, the jump, much more efficient. And speaking of the jump, here's another mistake. People often jump with bent knees or even straight legs. This is what I call the lazy jump, and it's not only inefficient, but it can also throw off your balance. Your legs should be fully extended as you leap up, using your core and legs to propel yourself into the air. It's all about control and form. And trust me, when you get it right, it'll feel like you're flying instead of just hopping up and down. Let's take a quick moment. Try to focus on those little details. If you've been doing your burpees with bad form, it might feel like a whole new exercise. Stick with it, because we're about to get into the advanced tweaks that will make your burpees truly unstoppable. Now that we've covered the basics and the common mistakes, let's take it to the next level. This is where we get into those advanced tweaks that will make a real difference in how effective and efficient your burpees can be. First things first, when you jump your feet back into that push-up position, think about the depth of your squat as you lower yourself down. A lot of people rush through this and don't get low enough, which limits the power you can generate when you jump. When you're in the squat position, before your jump, aim to lower your hips as if you're about to sit into a chair. Get as deep as you can without losing your form. The deeper you go, the more powerful the jump. This brings me to another advanced tip: arm positioning during the jump. You know that big jump at the top, right? The one where you spring up into the air with a clap, or just a strong jump. Well, most people leave their arms hanging at their sides or don't use them enough for momentum. Instead, when you explode up, your arms should swing back behind you and then come up overhead. Think of it like a sprinter start. That arm swing gives you more height and power. Don't just rely on your legs. Use your whole body to propel yourself. Here's a pro tip. When you land, bend your knees slightly and absorb the shock with your legs. I know it's tempting to just land and reset quickly, but taking the time to land softly will prevent you from wearing out your joints. Soft landings equal less impact and more stamina for those higher reps. Another advanced fix that's game-changing: timing your breath. Sounds simple, but most people don't time their breathing with the movement. You should be exhaling forcefully when you jump or push up and inhaling as you drop back into the squat. This helps you stay energized, keeps your heart rate steady, and prevents you from getting winded too quickly. Try it out next time and see how much smoother your burpees feel. Finally, let's talk about speed. A lot of people think that speed is the most important part of burpees, but really, it's about efficiency. Being fast doesn't mean you're doing them right. Focus on clean, controlled movements at first. Once you get the form down, you can start to speed up, but only when your body's ready. Speed will come naturally once you've mastered the technique, and it'll feel effortless. Here's where the challenge comes in. Try to do 10 burpees right now with perfect form, thinking about each little detail. Don't rush, and don't sacrifice form for speed. Once you finish, ask yourself, did that feel different? Did it feel stronger, more controlled, or even easier? That's the magic of perfecting your form. It transforms a basic exercise into a powerhouse move that works your entire body. And remember, you don't have to master everything overnight. Just like with any other exercise, consistency and patience will pay off. The more you practice the right way, the more natural it'll feel. So keep going and get ready to take your burpees to the next level. All right, we're almost there. Let's wrap this up with a quick recap and a challenge to finish strong. You now know that burpees aren't just about jumping up and down as fast as you can. It's about control, precision, and form. Remember, the key to mastering burpees is starting with the basics, engaging your core, keeping your back straight, and lowering your body in a controlled manner. Avoid the rush and don't just let gravity take over. Then, we took it up a notch with proper arm positioning during the push-up, keeping your legs fully extended for that powerful jump, and swinging your arms to add extra height. These advanced tweaks can make burpees feel like a whole new exercise, and they'll help you build strength, power, and endurance much faster. Now here's your challenge. I want you to try 10 flawless burpees right now. Focus on everything we've talked about: the perfect push-up form, the smooth jump, and the controlled landings. Notice how different it feels when you pay attention to the little details. You'll probably feel stronger, more in control, and less fatigued than usual. It's amazing how the right form can change everything. Keep practicing, because burpees will never get easier. They'll just get more effective as you improve. You'll start seeing results, not just in your strength, but in your stamina and confidence, too. Stick with it, and remember, Every rep is a step closer to mastering the move and crushing your workout. Don't rush the process. Keep refining your form, and soon you'll be doing burpees like a pro with power, control, and efficiency. So what are you waiting for? Get to work and make those burpees count.